Welcome to the Tuesday vlog, and today we're going to talk about lunches and how to do raw vegan at work. Hey guys, welcome to another Lissa vloggy vlog where we just chat about stuff. Today I did my 8th workout at the gym. It was an awesome workout, and I can share what I did for my workout right here. As you can see, I use an app called Strong, and I just choose the exercises that I want to choose, and I will be compiling workout plans and stuff in the way later future once I've gotten this kind of on the ball myself. But I use the app Strong and I start collecting my favorite routines that I make myself, and I just combine exercises based on the training that I've had. Very little training in personal training, but I did start to go through to become a personal trainer. I do have the certificate in anatomy and physiology and some other stuff, but I never actually fully went through it. I would like to eventually one day. It was kind of a dream back when I was about 25-ish, like 15 years ago. That was what I wanted to do. But yes, I use the app Strong and I keep track of all my reps and sets. And I will, again, be making some like exercise videos and all kinds of fun stuff coming up in the future. But aside from that, what else? I worked on other videos, and I worked on starting the revamp of Meal Plan Volume 1. So I'm basically redoing all the photographs and rearranging it so it's easier to read and easier to follow. Also, it will match the other 2 meal plans. So that was that. And we're gonna have pesto again tonight. Nate is still at work. He just got off and he's probably headed to get some pine nuts and some basil so we can make some pesto again, because sometimes you need to eat the same thing over and over again, and that's something that you guys might need as well. Don't worry about eating the same meal twice a week or 3 times. If you really like a raw recipe, go for it. Make it often if you want. I remember when I was losing my 70 pounds, the first 14 months that I was raw vegan way back then, I was eating my French dressing probably every day, I would say, for lunch. And at that time, I didn't add chia seeds to it, but now I do add chia seeds to it. But back then, really, it's super simple, and I'll share it with you guys here. 5 dates, the juice of 1 lemon, 2 cloves of garlic, or 1 if you don't want too much garlic, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, maybe a teaspoon or half a teaspoon, and half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Blend that all with about a cup or so of water, depending on the consistency you like. I like it to be a little thinner, more like a vinaigrette, so you can add more water. But blend that, pour it on your salad. Super easy. And as I said, now I add a tablespoon of chia seeds to it just to get extra omega-3s. But yeah, that one I ate literally almost every single day. It was my favorite at the time, and still definitely a favorite, even though I have like so many more favorites. Today was sweet maple mustard for lunch. Again, one of my absolute favorites now. You can find that one in Meal Plan Volume 3. And on that note, all of my ebooks right now are 30% off. You can use code Portland if you want to get any of those. Head on over to the website here and use code Portland to get the discount. I've been getting asked quite a few times how to do raw vegan at work. So I wanted to talk about that in this video because I treat my job here at home just like I would if I was leaving the house. And Nate does leave the house. He goes to work he's gone probably about 10 hours, depending if he has to pick something up after work, definitely 10 hours. Otherwise, he's normally gone about 9-ish with the commute. So he has to take his work lunch with him, and we pack fruit with him so that he can have that on his the breaks between lunch and home time and stuff. So how do we do it? The biggest thing, the number one thing that I would say to you guys if you're having issues with lunches at work is to plan. Planning is so important when you are trying to stick to something. If you can plan the night before what you plan to have for lunch, you're more likely to stick to it. Now, not all of us can get up early in the morning and make lunch before. So if that's you, then you might want to make your lunch the night before so that you don't have to worry about it in the morning. However, I always found that it was really difficult at night to do that kind of stuff because I was either tired or we put on a movie, and then after the movie we'd be like, I don't really feel like doing anything. So it was difficult to do it at night. But if that is what you have to do, then that's what you have to do. You're doing this for you, and you are special, you're divine, you're powerful, and you deserve to eat properly. So take the time to plan your meals out and execute. So we will wake up early in the morning. As you guys know, we do 5 a.m. club where we're up and doing our power hour in the morning, and Nate goes to the gym to work out around 6 o'clock. And between 6 and 7 o'clock, I'm doing a lot of Instagram work and catching up on emails and stuff. And then at 7 o'clock, that is when I head into the kitchen to make our lunches. I make my lunch at the same time as I make Nate's lunch. The reason being is because I'm just like, you guys, it doesn't matter if you work from home or if you work away. When you're hungry at lunchtime, you don't want to go into the kitchen and make something. So I find that because I have the most energy first thing in the morning, that's the best time to make our lunches. So I chop enough lettuce. Since I'm chopping anyways, might as well, right? So I chop the lettuce. And another tip that I wanted to mention is to grab items that are really easy, like cherry tomatoes, pre-shredded cabbage, pre-grated carrots. You can even get already spiralized stuff. You can even get boxes of mixed greens that are already washed and ready to go. There are a lot of things that you can get that are really easy. You can just dump into your boxes and you're good to go. So hopefully that tip helps you out a little bit with the prep time, because sometimes it can take a lot of time to chop. It is time consuming to chop food, but again, like I mentioned, you're worth it. You are worth taking that extra time to make these meals and eat them. That's something that's difficult too when you're at work. Sometimes your coworkers have some really yummy smelling stuff. Just sit with the smell, enjoy it for what it is, and then go to your lunch. Remember when you're having those cravings, remember how it's going to feel when you choose your lunch and you eat your lunch, how amazing you're going to feel, how proud of yourself you'll feel, how hydrated you're going to feel, all of that good stuff. So as for containers, there are a few things that we do when we pack our lunches to go or for work or whatever. And these jars, we use these jars from NW Raw. They sell juices in jars, and we have a few of them because we've had a couple juices there. And they make perfect dressing jars. You could use mason jars or whatever you want to use really for your dressings. And then for our salad, we found that the most perfect sized box for a salad is the date containers. These Medjool date containers that we got from Costco, we have a whole bunch of them in our cupboard and we just reuse them. We've been reusing these for like 2 years. They just keep getting washed and reused, and they are the perfect size. So I also do sometimes use side containers for wet things like tomatoes and cucumbers, and I use this container more for like celery, green onions, the cabbage, and the lettuces. I put that in here, and then the wet stuff, just because I don't want the wet stuff to kind of get the lettuce soggy. It's nice to have them separate. And then, yeah, other containers would put things like kimchi or sprouts, just to keep things separated. And then Nate has this really awesome cooler bag, and I will link in the description box below one that's similar to the one that he uses. It's very close. The one that he uses, they sell at Costco. And from what we've learned, that Costco carries them twice a year. in the summer and in the fall, I believe. They're about $6 at Costco. If you can find them, grab a bunch because they are awesome lunch bags. They're like insulated, so you could put an ice pack. And if you do use an ice pack, just put it in between like a flexible cutting board. I also pack a cutting board, a knife, a fork, and sometimes a grapefruit spoon. If Nate takes grapefruits for a snack, I'll pack that as well, along with his salad bowl and a towel so that he can clean up a little bit after. And yeah, the bag might be a little bit heavy, which is part of being healthy. Sometimes you need to go that extra mile and have that heavy lunch bag with you. Not always ideal, depending on how you get to work. If you ride your bike, it might be a little challenging to get all of that in your backpack. But if it's important to you, you will find a way. I would find a way if I had to go on the bus. I would take that cooler bag with me. It really honestly depends on if you want to do this or not. You really have to ask yourself, is this something that I want? Is this something that I want for myself? Do I want to feed myself healthy foods? Another tip you could do if you just wanted to have a small salad, you could use mason jars and just put the wet stuff at the bottom and then pack the drier like lettuces and stuff on the top. And then you could just dump that at work. That's an easy thing to do as well. The only problem with that is that the mason jars are fairly small compared to the salads that we eat. So we would probably need 2 or 3 mason jars to compensate for the dressing alone is in here. So we do need a little extra more containers to make our lunches work. But making your lunch at home, even if you work at home, if you make your lunch before the day starts, it's so amazing. I love having my lunch done. Like, cause I'll be working, I'll be typing away, I'll be editing away, I'll be doing my thing. And then come lunchtime, I'm like, ooh, I'm hungry. I don't want to make a salad. I don't want to stand there for 20 minutes chopping my stuff. I just go and I grab the box, I open it up, I dump it in my bowl, and then I take my dressing and I just pour it on. And I even separate my kimchi and my sprouts for myself as well. So everything is all ready to go. I don't have to think about it. So even though I work at home, I still make my lunch every day. It keeps me on track. Not that I need it because it's my new reality. I've been living this for 5.5 years, but it definitely helps with the laziness that comes with lunchtime because I just don't want to be doing it. Even though I still do, it's so much nicer to have my lunch done and ready. And since I'm making Nate lunch at the same time anyways, I might as well make mine. If you want, you could always add a little bit of cooked food to your salad if you want. That's an option as well. But I do recommend that making sure that the majority of your lunch is raw, so you're getting a lot of that raw plant fiber in and the hydration as well. Another tip that I want to mention is that some people are gone for long periods of time and you do want to have your snacks in there with you. So take bananas, take oranges, grapes, papaya, strawberries, whatever you want to take, whatever fruit you like. Pack those in separate containers and take them with you. Apples, bananas, like peaches, things like that don't actually need a container are great to just throw into your bag as long as they don't get squished really. But if you're having problems with dinner, it's most likely because your lunch was so far away. A lot of people will eat lunch, say around 11, noon, or 1 o'clock. And by the time they get off work and maybe they have to pick some stuff up or they have to drop the kids off or their commute is an hour. There's so many reasons why you won't get home right at 5 o'clock. Sometimes it takes a couple hours or you don't get home until 7. Like tonight, Nate isn't getting home until 7 o'clock. I will have dinner ready for him so that we eat it right away as soon as he gets home. But if you're having issues with dinner, it's most likely because you haven't eaten since noon. And that's understandable because the body just wants energy. So in that case, I do recommend that when you make your salad, keep some of it in the container. Like you could keep maybe half or a third of it still in your container, and then keep about a third of the dressing. And then right after work, if you're allowed to, stay at work, stay at your desk or whatever. If not, sit in your car, listen to some music or like an audiobook or something, and eat the rest of your salad. The reason why is because if you don't fuel yourself up, you're going to crave all the way home. You're going to be thinking of, what can I put in the oven that's quick and easy? Because you're going to need to make dinner when you get home anyways, right? So if you get home on a full stomach, or even partially full stomach, you're a lot clearer. You can think steady. You don't have this like craving monster telling you to put pizza in the oven. You've got a clear mind, and you're like, okay, I ate my salad, I feel good, and now I'm going to make my dinner salad when I get home. This is the best tip that I can think of for people who are gone long hours, is to try and get the rest of your salad later in the day between lunch and dinner. If you don't want to do your salad, definitely have fruit. If that's your groove, go for it. But finishing that lunch right then before you go home will really help with dinner time. I noticed, like, for me specifically, when I used to work a 9-to-5 job, I wouldn't get home until about 6-ish, because sometimes I would stay after work for like 15-20 minutes, and they all add up. These minutes add up. And even though I only lived like a 15-minute drive away, I really didn't get home until 6, and I ate at around like 11:30 or noon. So I would go many hours without eating, and I would just constantly be thinking, like, I should just go through the drive-through. I need to get gas. I might as well pick something up at the gas station. Or I could do a takeout. I could order it before I leave work, and it'll be there when I get home. Just because I wasn't fueled up. I was hungry, because 6 hours is a long time to go without food, and I hadn't replenished myself. Plus, the stuff I was eating at lunch was really crappy anyways. So, I mean, of course, I'm going to be craving and hungry, as all the high fat that I was eating was causing me to have sugar crashes and low energy. I was just tired and stressed and bored and all of the things. So I would constantly be wanting to have random food at dinner, because it was like, I deserve this. I had such a crappy day. I can just go through the drive-through or whatever. But if you eat your healthy lunch, if you plan first thing, you get up early, or you do it the night before, you prep your stuff, use easy ingredients, make sure that you get that done, set your mind right. Think about all of the positives that you will experience by actually eating these healthy meals that you're making. Eat your lunch, and then save a little bit for later. Make sure you eat before you leave work, and then dinner will be a lot easier. I'm not saying that it's going to completely take it away, but it'll be a lot easier to fight those cravings. So I am going to head downstairs now and spiralize some cucumbers. And another tip I wanted to say, just a side note because it popped into my head, because I'm talking about cucumber noodles. We use 2.5 long English cucumbers each if we're going to have a cucumber noodle dish. So every time we decide to have ramen or pesto or cucumber noodle marinara, that one's a good one too. I might make that tomorrow night. But we need 5 cucumbers to make that happen, because we each eat 2.5. The thing is, each cucumber is only like 30 calories or something. So we're really not getting a lot of calories, and we need to get extra in our dinner to make sure that we're eating enough. So if you are doing a noodle dish, what we do to make sure we get more greens in, we just chop up our romaine lettuce and put it at the bottom, and then put our noodles on top. So it's kind of like a salad noodle bowl, and we do get a lot more in those greens, especially if we do a whole head of romaine each. That's an extra 100 calories, plus I think it's like 7 grams of protein or something in a head of romaine. So we're adding a lot to our salad, while we still get to enjoy the cucumber noodle kind of dish that we're eating. So that said, I'm gonna go downstairs and start making dinner. I will try to post this video tonight. I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do tomorrow for our vlog, but most of the topics that I come up with come from you guys, come from messages. If somebody asks a really interesting question, I will copy my response into my notepad, and then I'll just address it in my next vlog. So I love hearing what topics or questions you guys have. So comment below, letting me know what you'd like me to chat about in my next vlog. So until then, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening full of raw food and positivity. You are loved, you are divine, and fruit on.